to meet a bunch of the students working up there in the lab and a whole bunch of young people. Makes you realize how strong this university has been in terms of recruiting students that want to do this work now and see it as a future, and it's our future, so we're really glad that they're doing it. And thank you to 2Blades as well, 2Blades for their partnership with the USDA Cereal Disease Lab. I'm also pleased to have Dr. Kian here, who is the lead researcher of the Cereal Disease Lab, with us today. And we would like to thank Shannon Schlecht, Executive Director of the Agricultural Utilization Research Institute, easier to call AURI, who we were together at Farm Fest just a few days ago, and I toured their booth and talked about all this incredible work that's going on. And everyone from the U of M, thank you for welcoming us and hosting these important research initiatives, including Dean Bohr, thank you for being here. And we've talked about all the potential here with my new position on the Agriculture Committee in terms of trying to make sure research is number one in our minds. And within my mind last week, as we got some extra funding at the last minute, I'll just put it that way, that's a nice way of saying it, with a lot of different things going on for the Cereal Lab, $1 million in addition to other funding that we've gotten. And that was work that I did actually with Senator Bozeman, my Republican counterpart on that committee, and Senator Hogan, who I just was up in North Dakota, as well. So what is this new funding and what will it do? So the first, and I will caution, we got it through the Senate, which is a big deal right now with all of the fights over every little thing and every big thing as well. We got that bill through the Senate, so it's not like, oh, it was just proposed. This is actually in there for the University of Minnesota. We now have to get the House counterpart done, but I feel good about our position to try to get some of this funding, just because we didn't do any of this additional funding last year, so the market usually means that something's going to happen this year in terms of a budget. So what is this funding? It's $500,000 to support mycotoxin research, which I just learned all about. It's so important for farmers who are facing losses because of toxins that contaminate their crops. So this kind of fungus can be devastating to crops, devastating to our food system. It's also important for Minnesota consumers to ensure that these toxins don't get in their food. That would be a dumb thing. Research into the prevention of these toxins protects crops grown across Minnesota and across our country, which in turn, of course, leads to more food safety and more market. The USDA Cereal Disease Lab is already a national leader on this issue and frequently partners with 2Blades to leverage their expertise in researching these toxins. And what we saw there, including bright glowing green with special glasses, the actual work that's going on, you can see the toxins doing their bad work, and you can see the work that we can do to make these plants strong so that doesn't happen. This new investment will help accelerate the work 2Blades and the Cereal Disease Lab is already doing. Secondly, the second part of this, of the $1 million, was $500,000 to establish a new partnership focused on research into industrial hemp. This funding will make sure that the Cereal Disease Lab and its partners like AURI can improve opportunities for Minnesota's industrial hemp growers by expanding processing opportunities and making their businesses more innovative and competitive. At Farm Fest, as I noted, I saw what we are doing with industrial hemp already. Building materials that are lightweight and renewable. You can make everything from flooring to insulation. Shirts, you want to demonstrate? Where's our shirt that we have on? Where is it? Right there, the jeans too. The jeans too, right. We've got the outdoors who have been doing a lot in this area. AURI has long led the way in developing byproducts from corn, soybeans, and kernza, and now hemp. So I'm really into making sure that we are meeting the next generation of ag, and that means continuing to do what we're doing. This is all, that takeaway from that is huge. We're number one for sugar beets, we're number one for turkeys, we seem to always have that position. We are number two for hogs. We have a huge, actually diverse economy when it comes to ag. We're number four for ag exports in the whole country. Of course, concerned about the tariffs right now, but that's not our focus today. We are really a leader in ag, and being a leader in ag means not resting on our laurels, right? That's why we were one of the first out there on biofuels and biomade products, and then the next generation with biodiesel and soy, and that really, Minnesota was a leader in that. Minnesota is now poised to be a leader when it comes to alternative proteins, and some of the work that we're doing and the crops that we're growing that can be mixed in with regular proteins can be mixed in. That's another area of huge growth for us. And a third area is this hemp. It's one of the oldest and most versatile crops in agriculture. The fiber is strong, it's biodegradable, and it's eco-friendly. The fiber is strong, right? We'll do another demonstration. It can be used for everything from textiles to paper to automotive parts and even construction materials. But in order for hemp fibers to be fully utilized, we need to invest in the processing technology. This is crucial for our farmers. The industrial hemp market was valued at over $440 million in 2024, up from $290 million in 2023, according to USDA data. That's growth of more than 50% in a single year. So when I see numbers like that, I'm like, Minnesota's got to be out front of this. In Minnesota alone last year, there were 132 licensed hemp growers, 96 licensed processors, and over 2,000 acres of industrial hemp planted last year. It's a strong start, but we clearly have room to grow. Investments in infrastructure and key research into how to process fibers from the plant are needed to accelerate the growth. That's why the funding is so critical. I was there when we made some exemptions to allow the growth of hemp on the Ag Committee, and now I want to be part of making sure that we're making the smartest use of this industrial hemp. New research partnerships in St. Paul, creating new rural jobs, and increasing access to a sustainable crop that can boost farm income. We still have work to do. Obviously, we have to work this with the House, the entire budget, but also the ag bill, and in that ag bill is our $1 million. And I am ready to work with everyone to get this done. With the world-class research at the Cereal Disease Lab and the cutting-edge work being done with partners like AURI and 2Blades, we're not just helping our farmers, we're ensuring our economic future in Minnesota. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Mutuku, the group leader of 2Blades. And then